If you do those things, you will enjoy that pond to its maximum. You will make the administering of it and the maintenance of it as minimum as possible. And you will spend a whole load of time enjoying it. Guys, are you thinking about building a pond, a koi pond in particular, and you're not quite sure how to start or how to make it? Well, here's a couple of really useful tips for you. Make it part of the garden. Tip number one. What do I mean by that? Don't just have flower beds around the outside of the garden, then plonk a koi pond with a pergola over the top of it and make it all sort of super about the koi pond and the pond and the fish. And the two things just don't marry up. They're not symbiotic. You can see here, I've made this into a seating area. It's absolutely part of the landscape. It's just a fabulous place to be. Tip number two. This is my opinion. Don't go deep. That's about 0.8 of a meter deep. Yeah, I've got 6 to 8 fish in it. They're a reasonable size and they're perfectly happy. So easy to clean. Don't need a bottom drain. Simple pump setup. 15 watt UV. About 6 to 8,000 litres of water. Look at it. I get the pleasure out of it. It does what I want it to do. Tip number three. Build your own filter. You can buy an EasyPod, something even more bespoke, drum filters, all that sort of stuff. Of course you can, and they're good, but they're expensive. They're quite large. You end up needing a filter house. You've seen it before, right? You've got your pond and then you've got a little building on the side of it or separate to it where all the kit goes. It's quite large, right? It's a bit cumbersome. And again, it doesn't fit for me. If you want a separate little building that just houses filter equipment, where does it fit aesthetically into all of this? For me, it doesn't. And when you're building your own filter, think about volume. So you can't build it big enough. What you can do is make it part of the aesthetics. That's the plant and bog filter. All the kit is under there. And then under that slab there is the mechanical section of it. Just a load of brushes. What does it look like? Part of the pond and the landscape. Oh, that sun is bright, but beautiful. If you do those things, you will enjoy that pond to its maximum. You will make the administering of it and the maintenance of it as minimum as possible. And you will spend a whole load of time enjoying it rather than enjoying it and looking after it at the same time. My opinion, right? There's lots of different ways of doing it. And I know if you're an avid koi keeper and if you want to go for size and specificity and specimens, then fine. You've got to do the whole setup thing. I get it. But if you want 90% of that, but 100% of the enjoyment, follow those tips. Ciao for now.